What's good, Joe? Welcome to my review for episode 16 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Bro, once again, another fucking banger episode, man. Absolutely loved this one. A lot of great shit, a lot of stuff that made me cringe in this episode. Very, very painful holds and other things that Jolene did throughout this episode, man. But man, it was an absolute blast. Now, before we jump right into the actual review, there's something I gotta quickly announce for you guys I just saw right before I started recording this review, and that is we finally hit 300 subscribers. At the time of I'm recording this, we hit 300, and yeah, sick. We hit another milestone, guys, and just wanted to say thank you for subscribing. I've noticed the channel's been doing pretty well recently. Like, I've noticed the views for a lot of my videos recently has gotten really good videos. Even my AEW full gear review, which usually my wrestling videos gets fuck all views, I might get one or two, already has 35 views on it. The Hero Waka and Bleach reviews have done pretty well. All three of them have at least 50 views on them each, which is insane that my reviews are doing that, which is insane because my reviews there, because I rarely ever get that many high views, especially in a row. So yeah, thank you guys for everything. I don't know if I'll end up doing anything special. I'll probably do a live stream of like maybe Horizon Forbidden West, Sonic Frontiers. My mom ends up picking me that game up once I get back home and I get the new game and I got the replacement for my headset that had the mic and everything on it, so I can get back to streaming. But yeah, man, or I might do Marvel's Avengers because I meant to stream that one because my hard drive kept failing on me, so I might just stream that instead. I might do Miles Morales. I don't know yet. But yeah, I might do a little stream once I'm back home during winter break. But yeah, just want to thank you guys so much for sticking around, watching the channel, subscribing, liking the videos, or whatever, and just thank you guys for helping me for helping us reach 300 subs. Thank you guys, seriously, it means a lot to me. Anyway, without that out of the way, without further ado, let's just jump right into the actual episode. So we start off right where we left off last time with the prison guard introducing Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that every time, man. I gotta say it every time, man. Anyway, the guard, he's going up. They're like, welcome to Fight Club. I'ma fuck y'all up. Y'all really piss me off, but I'm sick and tired of looking at you. Jolene is in the background. And you can actually see that Survivor has also infected Jolene as well, because you see that little, like, electricity, like shine, jolt thing kind of come over Jolene as well. And we also see that Jolene can also see the muscles of other people as well. So this, which I gotta see, like, I know I mentioned this before in my review of the last episode, but like, but the detailing on the muscles is just insane. Like, you can see the individual muscle fibers and shit. It looks really good, man. Seriously, whoever worked on like doing the X-ray shit, shout out to that animator, man. They are extremely talented, bro. Like, it looked absolutely amazing, man. I don't know if that was like CGI or that was all hand drawn or a mixture of the two. Whatever the case may be, it looked amazing. Anyway, the guard says, all of you piss me off, and I'm sick of it. And also, as they were like kind of panning around the room, and we see like the hose and like the other guard that got killed. One thing I found that really impressed me, this is kind of like, once again, goes to detail. I know I've given David Productions a lot of shit for like the background characters being like gray silhouettes, which we also see in this episode as well. But at least most of the silhouettes in this episode, most of the time, they at least had some detail on them, so you can kind of differentiate each other. They didn't all look the same, but I think there were a couple times in the background when you could just see the standard regular gray silhouettes. Why David Productions been doing it for part 6, I don't know, but whatever the case may be, I really dug the detailing they did on the guard's fists, because you can see like his knuckles were protruding out of his skin and everything. It looked really good, man. So the detailing there I thought looked really good. Anyway, while the guard is talking shit, Jolene says that she knows that one of the stand users, whoever the enemy stand is someone in this room. It has to be. She didn't go into this maximum security disciplinary wing without getting that bone. F that. Yes, for sure that has no problems dropping F-bombs left, right, center throughout this entire series. This is when they decide to censor themselves. Anyway, this is when Jolene just goes off, and we know that, and we can see that she is also under the influence of Survivor. And she says, "I don't care what shithead gets in my way. Whoever it is, I'll kill them." And she's like, "Wait, hold on, wait, what? Kill them? Did I just really have that thought? Hold on, did I really think that? Like it ain't this." I was like, "Goddamn, Jolene." And you can also see the little yellow voltage electricity thing from Survivor does show up on Jolene as well. So we know she is kind of under the influence of Survivor. She wonders what's this burning rage inside of her, and she questions if this is fighting spirit. I don't know, man. I honestly, when I heard Jolene say fighting spirit, I just thought this had to have been, if this in the Japanese, this had to have been like when they brought in the English, when Jolie's actually says fighting spirit. I'll be surprised if that wasn't said with the English or not. But either way, she questions this is the spirit that just tells her to just that just tells her that gives her that just tells her to conquer everything. Anyway, that is when the guard pivots on his foot. Mind you, while the floor is still wet, he pivots on his foot, basically spins a whole 180 degrees and starts charging towards Jolene. Jolene takes up her karate stance. Literally, Jolene takes up like 5 different martial arts stances this entire episode, man. I didn't even know she even knew half this shit, and comes right towards the guard. But then at the last second, the guard then decides to spin onto like run up the fucking wall right on top of Jolie. Tries to go from the back to kick her. Jolie manages to catch him with Stone Ocean, and yo, this was just gruesome. Where she like wraps the thread of Stone Ocean around his neck and his foot, and somehow with this foot contruded in like a direction it is not totally bent, managed to basically press them together. It looked fucking nasty, man. I was like, y'all see this? I did a reaction for this episode, which will already be out by the time this video goes live. But yo, bro, I was cringing. I was like, oh, damn, Jolie, you didn't need to do him like that. Oh, then he counters it with a fist to the stomach, which obviously causes her to cough up blood. This is when he notices the strong point of Jolene is her arm, and he can also actually even see the thread of Stone Ocean on her as well, going actually inside her body, which also looks pretty cool. Like I said, whoever the animator and their production does the X-ray stuff, man, shout out to them, man. They looked really fucking good, man. I'm honestly shocked how good the X-ray shots look like in the show, man. The detail on it, like I said before, is insane. She then takes up another martial arts stance, and we see once again we see the X-ray shots where we see his muscles, and we see that around I believe it was his right knee, we start to see this black stuff envelop it. I think it's supposed to be like blood or something. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a biologist. Anyone that knows the human body way more than I do, please leave it down in the comments. But we see it starting to get more and more black, obviously showing off that it's injured. And then Jolene is obviously, doing some damage to it. She then notices 2 of the other inmates are fighting amongst themselves before the guard tries to attack her once again. He goes for a punch. She manages to dodge it and kicks him right in the knee, like that one move you could do in Sleeping Dogs, where you just go right for it. You just like do like a side kick right onto their knee, onto like their leg/knee, man. Oh my god! In both Sleeping Dogs and in this show, that shit looks so devastating, man. And his leg is definitely broken, man. From the way he bent and moved, I'm 90% certain his leg is completely fucked up. So she once again uses Stone Ocean for some punches, and then the guard goes over to hit her with like a double punch, but she manages to counter it with her thread, wrapping it between both of his arms and his neck, basically having him strangle himself. She even commented, "You almost took your own head off," which when she said that and I saw how it looked, it honestly reminded me of this one kill from, I want to say it was either Hereditary or Suspiria. I think it might have been Hereditary. I could be wrong. It might have been another horror movie where something similar was there, where you had like this, like a woman was like hung up on some wall, and she like moved her arms left and right, left like up, like forward and back, sawing through her head before she was like completely just decapitate herself. It also reminded me of that, obviously without the whole decapitation part, but the positioning of his hand with the threads and everything just reminded me of that kill. So as the dude is slowly strangling himself, Jolene hits him with a super kick before grabbing his arm and hitting him with a flurry of super kicks, just like her father, man. Seriously, this looked amazing, man. Sends him flying into his cell. She goes to deliver the finishing blow with Stone Ocean, but before she can, a massive hole once again appears on her arm from Stone Ocean, which obviously affects Jolene, and she starts bleeding like absolutely crazy. We see that he has one of the CDs, and The guard mentions that he knows Jolene's like the source of her power. He sees the threads all over Jolene, and that it's the source of her power. He starts also kind of trash talking her a little bit about how weak she is because of her arm. Jolene then uses Stone Ocean to close up the wound and takes up another stance. It's like, if any of y'all are martial artists, can y'all tell me what stances these are supposed to be that she takes throughout these episodes? Because I'm legitimately curious what each one of these are supposed to mean and what exactly they're meant to represent. Now, this I thought was pretty cool, and I also got to praise probably a mixture of Iraqi and David Productions here. I like the overall choreography in this episode. I thought was really good for the fight, but this I thought was pretty clever, where the dude uses the wall behind him to catapult him a little bit, giving him a little bit extra speed as he runs up, probably to make up for the fact his leg is busted. Before he then runs over to the railing, uses the railing to then bounce off of it to go for an uppercut on Julie. I thought that whole sequence was really fucking cool, man. It was honestly pretty creative as well. So shout out to Iraqi and Diva Productions for that. He goes for an uppercut. He misses. Jolene hits him with another kick, and that's when we finally get to see what his stand looks like. Jolene then takes up another stance where she see the thread starting to come down from her fingertips. He goes for a punch. Jolene uses it to ever so slightly change the trajectory of his punch. He then tries to use his other attack, which Jolene manages, which activated Jolene's trap card, and then she has both of his arms locked up in her threads, where she then manages to take her jacket off and basically put it over on top of the guard, blinding him as she once again punches him with Stone Ocean, and once again right before she's about to leave the killing blow with the Auras, once again a giant hole appears in Stone Ocean's thigh this time, once again injuring Jolene even more and obviously causing a shit ton of blood loss. So then the guard rushes behind her and then locks her in a sleeper hold. This time with her left shoulder up against right up against his neck. It also kind of reminded me of the sleeper hold Big Boss uses in MGS5 whenever you try and knock out the guards. This headlock and that headlock probably functions the same. So he goes on explaining the part of this headlock, how he's a big security guard and that criminals are coming to the earth and I know how to take it. I have to take care of you people on a daily basis. This whole time Jolene is questioning what the hell's going on with his stand. She then notices his stand put up, pointing to the sky. Put your wounds in the sky for the bloodline. Sorry, had to do it. Had to throw in the bloodline reference in there real quick. And when she looks at the ceiling and sees there's two holes in the glass, she knows what a stand is. Now, mind you, by this point, we are still completely out of the loop on what the hell Jolene is talking about. She's like, no, I know what a stand is. No, it can't be. And y'all sees my reaction. I'll be like, the fuck are you talking about, woman? What are y'all on about? What is his ability? What is his stand? Use your words, woman. So anyway, he keeps locking in the sleep and keeps the headlock locked in. Jolene tries to use Stone Ocean on him, but eventually he tightens the grip a little bit more, which stops Jolene right before she makes contact. And he kind of explains more of the intricacy of the headlock and that he can basically kill his right shoulder from the position that she's in. And he says if I move your left shoulder like this, and judging from the way it was sounding, I'm assuming he was in the process of dislocating her shoulder. At least that's how it sounded to me. Although maybe he was breaking it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a freaking biologist. Anyway, as he goes on, he then explains that even with his headlock position, that there is a major part of him that is left unexposed. Can you guess what that part is? His balls. And he says that it's close to your right arm that could crush it. Under different circumstances, I would be psyched about that. Yes, you heard that right, Lito. He said, under different circumstances, I'd be psyched about a woman crushing my balls. Not exactly that, but he would be psyched about his balls being crushed. Obviously, this guard is a masochist. Yay! That was weird. Although I think that was kind of obvious bait by him because of course Jolene goes over for it, goes to reach for his balls. He then kind of moves his position, and basically it sounded like he then fully dislocated her shoulder with the rest of his body with the rest of his body from the stomach is now flat on the ground as he keeps the headlock locked in. As he's doing so, this dude's just going off about how he's gonna let all his anger. He's like, yeah, that's right. I'm a snap, and I'm gonna let all my anger. I'm gonna feel so good. Yeah, let it out. Let all my anger out. How this hasn't been turned into Hulk memes is a fucking travesty. JoJo fandom, you have failed. Y'all are supposed to be on top on the memes and making me glorious memes. Yet I haven't even seen shit from them. Now, granted, of course, that could also deal with the hype of Netflix and the release schedule and everything, but like, bro, JoJo fandom, y'all are sleeping. Where are my Hulk memes with this scene? Araki's literally just handing it to you right here, man. Like, come on, where are the Hulk memes? Anyway, Jolene then uses the threads of Stone Ocean and puts it through the man's ear, and it like comes out of like his eye or like near his eye, bro. That was, bro. That shit from Jolene was straight up nasty, bro. I was like, oh my goodness. That's when we start to see like these two lights coming towards them, and then the JoJo narrator kicks in, which is always great to hear him. He basically explains about meteors and they're coming in there that they usually come into the Earth's gravity, but most of the time they evaporate before they get in there. But if they can keep the same speed, trajectory, and like distance or whatever, they can come in over to meet the surface. That is when we see two giant flaming meteorites coming right towards Jolene. We then cut to commercials where you actually find out the name of his stand, which I don't think was ever actually mentioned in the actual episode. I don't think they ever mentioned the episode itself what the stand's name was, which it is Starlight Waves, and we get the full design of the stand. The stand looks really fucking cool. It's mostly like muscle tissue. It also kind of reminded me a lot of the Human Torch, like 60s Steve Ditko kind of era of the Human Torch, Jack Kirby. It also kind of reminded me a lot of the design of the original Human Torch, which I wonder if that was maybe done on purpose by Rock, given the fire motif with with the meteorites and everything. I do wonder if that was maybe perhaps done on purpose as a little tribute to the Human Torch. But that's what it reminded me of the Human Torch. Anyway, we are then back with Anastasia as he drags one of the prison guard over to like this facial scan to this eye scanner. He opens the guard's eye up and it goes through, and then he uses the stand to basically like go through the door without getting noticed by the cameras as FF takes out the camera with her FF bullets. This is when she like reminds us Anastasia that she is in charge as she's drinking her water, that she is in charge, and their plan is to just go in there, get Jolene, take care of the stand, whatever other stand users that Pushi brought over to take her out, and then we're gonna come back. He tells her, of course, reminding her that, hey, we agreed that I'm going to marry Jolene, so you better not double cross me. And then she says, "What the fuck are you talking about?" as he leaves. So then we're back with Jolene as the meteorites come right towards her. This is when she just starts pulling on the threads that she had, reminder, through his ear and his eardrum, and I'm pretty sure one of them went through his nose too, which gets him to loosen his grip, so that Jolene can escape. And we see the meteors come right towards him and then evaporate as the closer they get before they're completely gone, before they make any real direct contact to him. Afterwards, the guard locks in a cross arm breaker, saying this time he isn't gonna let go. But then, bruh, where then she uses the thread of Stone Ocean to rip off his entire toenail. Holy Jesus, bro. Okay, y'all know me if you guys are longtime subscribers to the channel. You guys know that I love me some gore. I love my gore in my horror movies. I love my gore in my anime, manga, whatever. I love me some gore. I love some good graphic, gratuitous violence. I love that shit. But if there is one thing, whether it's real life or in like movies or whatever, that will always make me cringe like crazy and actually straight up make me look away from the carnage, it's fingernails and toenails getting removed. I don't know what it is, but bro, that shit makes me queasy. Bro, that shit fucks me up, bro. That shit. That shit. Oh my god. That is the shit. That's my kryptonite, man. That's too far. Whenever I see that I literally, you guys see its reaction. I always go like, oh god, I start cringing like crazy and getting like super small. Like, oh my god, bro. Nothing makes me cringe more than like a toenail or fingernails getting removed, bro. I don't even know why it's that in particular. Why I can handle like fucking decapitations and shit. That doesn't phase, but that shit gets me every time, bro. Whatever the case may be, she then starts pulling on it, and but the guard still doesn't go. So she just full, and she even says, "Oh, you think that hurts? I'm gonna take your entire foot skin with it." And then we see her fully remove it off. It gets so graphic that they even start to invert the colors too. I guess so this could, which is probably censorship, so this can air on Japanese television. And then, but from there, we see her. She's still pulling on it as the girl screaming, and we never see ever after the toenails move. We don't see what happens inside that shoe. So it seems like Jolene was right, and she was straight up ripping off the skin of his foot with his toenail. Holy Jesus! Oh my God! Oh that shit fucks me up, bro. Seriously, bro, nothing fucks me up more than toenails and fingernails getting removed, bro. That shit fucks me up like no other, man. Oh my goodness, bro. Yeah. Ugh. That shit makes me that shit always makes me cringe. Like, oh my, and the fact they inverted the colors too, I think really showed you just how graphic it is. Or like even on there, they were like, okay, we gotta censor this. This we have to censor, bro. Anyway, he eventually lets go of the cross arm breaker. She manages to get away from, or rather, she starts to block away the flaming meteorites. But of course, they fuck up. But of course, they like burn and like destroy her knuckles. They're covered in blood. The skin is ripped off. There's blood everywhere on it, and also pretty nasty. Afterwards, he gets up. He keeps gloating some more. Jolene eventually gets right back up. She takes up another fight. The guard is kind of surprised on how the hell she can even move or even stand up at this point. He knows she's bluffing because there's the black spots we saw on the guard's knee. We see them in Jolene all over her body. But he says, you know, what the fuck? What the hell? I'll play along, and I'll do one more round with you just to see how badly beaten you are. So then this is when he starts to like, give Jolene the event. He puts his arms behind his back and tells her, oh, come on, Jolene, come on, prisoner FF, whatever the fuck her number is. Come on, take a swing at me. That's when Jolene notices one of the other prisoners found Dio's bone. But of course the prisoner just picks it up and walks away from her. The guard tries to take on punches, rather goes for punch Jolene, but Jolene just barely manages to dodge it along with the freaking meteorites that were coming right toward her. But obviously, since it hit the wall, it obviously still gets some damage to her, and then he hits a roundhouse kick on Jolene. Then hits a big boot on Jolene. Then Jolene grabs his foot with Stone Ocean and tries to wrap a thread around it, but then he kicks her again. And as Jolene starts falling with blood, Jolene goes on about seeing the stars. And this is, of course, when we get to base Jolene. The most satisfying part of any JoJo episode is when, of course, Jotaro or Jolene or Giorno or whatever, they finally defeat their opponent, man. And when they're just like, yeah, dude, it never helped. It always puts a smile on my face, man. So as another meteorite is coming towards Jolene, Jolene then grabs his boot and says, well, you were being so awesome, I grabbed your boot. And then as the meteorite comes from behind her, she puts the boot behind her, having it block the meteorite from hitting her skull. And the guard mentions that it's filled up with bricks. And then afterwards, she then throws it at the guard, which she mentions that that the meteorites will always burn away before they hit you. They might get close, but they'll never hit you directly, right? But that's only for the meteorites, right? And then, of course, because the rest of the boot was lit on fire, and of course the bricks are in there, that's still on fire, and it hits him directly in the face, and of course, starts burning his face off. Jillian says, "Yada yada, does it? Quit being such a drama queen." Headbutt from Stone Ocean that sends him over the barricade, man. Fucking awesome, man. These are always the most satisfying moments of JoJo. They never do not put a massive smile on my face, man. I always love these parts. Araki is so good at writing these scenes, man. Whenever he gets to the final beatdowns, it's always super satisfying. No matter which part and which Joestar it is, it's always fun to watch. So then Jolene then drops down to her knees, pointing to her star tattoo as actually the threads of Stone Ocean make a star right on top of the star tattoo, and she says, "Game, set, and match!" And then credits. Fucking amazing episode, man. Absolutely loved it, man. So much good shit. The toenail thing, oh my god, bro. That shit makes me cringe like no other, man. Ugh, seriously, if y'all wanna frighten me, just show me that shit. That's how you'll get me. That's how you'll frighten me and get me running out of a room, man. Seriously. But anyway, guys, overall, I give this episode a 9.5 out of 10, guys. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like it. The links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
You